Oh, g'day and welcome back to my hobby room. Now, enjoying a nice little cuppa on one of my mugs. You can buy my mugs at the store. Yes, there's a store in America and there's a store in Australia, I think. There's stuff everywhere. You can buy stuff everywhere. So yeah, wherever you are in the world, you can buy my t-shirts and my mugs. Yeah, that's it. Bit of self-promotion to start off the video. Yes, I know. Now look, it is the Solstice. And you may say, what the heck is the Solstice, Harry? And what have you been smoking? Well, look, no, I haven't been smoking anything. I haven't spoken for many, many years. But the Solstice, yes, it's quite significant because some people say it's the shortest day. Well, it's impossible. The days are all the same length. They're always 24 hours and a bit, right? That's just, there's no short days and long days. But the solstice has either the shortest or the longest amount of daylight, right? So the longest night or the shortest night, whatever. It's that time of year when the position of the Earth is so that basically it's most oblique angle, right? Flat earthers, yeah. The Earth is on a tilt, it's a sphere, yeah. Otherwise you can't explain solstice. No, you can't. No, guys, not at all. No, I mean, if you think the Earth is flat, have a look down at your gonads, mate. What shape are they, right? What shape are they? If you want them to be flat, I'll be happy to come over and sort you out with that with my boot. Yeah, but Earth is a sphere. Anyhow, enough of the cosmology lesson. It is, for us in Australia, the shortest amount of daylight for the year. You guys up in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the longest amount of daylight. Now, what the heck has this got to do with modelling? Every 3 months, I either do a solstice or an equinox video, right? 2 solstices a year, 2 equinox. And we're not even going to explain equinox right now because you're probably all eyeballs rolling back going, oh, Harry, it's all too much. We came here to sniff glue. Yeah, I know. There'll be some of that. All right, so every time we have one of these, I do a video called Workbench and New Kits, right? Yeah, it's a sort of themed video where I pull on kits off the shelf and I have a tug at what I'm working on and basically we see if I can get a solution out of everything and then I'm very happy in the end. Yep, there is a happy ending, right? So, yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, X don't often get it, but all the people in Europe and the Poms and the Australians, they all know what a wank is. Yes. And we're going to have one in this video. So, let's get on with it because I've got tons of stuff on here on I've got so much to show you. And for a change, there actually are new kits. Hasn't happened for a while, but there are new kits. All right, roll the music. Alrighty, we've got the premise all sorted out. You're well on it. You know exactly what I'm doing. Yes, I'm glad you do. I don't know. I just make this up as I go along. This video will be about things that I'm doing and things that I've bought and things that are going on. It's just basically just like a little news update thing because I've got bugger all else to show you. It's been very busy this week. I've been 3D printing rat lines. It's very busy. Now look, I have kits that have just come off the workbench, like this tiny little Bulldog here, right? And I have a video for that, and there'll be a link at the end of this video to talk about that. That's actually still technically in new kits, but I have preempted that, okay? But one that you may have seen, a series, which I did when I came back to Brisbane here, and then got hit by a cyclone, and then a flood, and then massive power outages and all the rest of it. And I needed something to cheer myself up, and I put a thing in, a voting thing with my patrons, my YouTube members, and they voted for the Junk, right? And the Junk is finished. That's just come off my workbench. So, you know, if it had been a sort of another week or so later, earlier or whatever for the Solstice video, the Junk would have been in here. But no, the Junk's finished. Go back and watch those videos. I think it's the best work that I've ever done. But, you know, it hasn't had a lot of views. Let's see if we can improve on that. Okay, but there is a kit I've just put on my workbench, and it is one I'm going to start on now. So let's have a look at that. On my workbench right now is the Warspite. Yes, the tribute build to my late father, because this was the first model battleship kit he ever gave me, the Airfix Warspite. And so I have built it when I first came back to the hobby over 10 years ago. And then I decided a few years back to really have a go at it and do everything that I've learned and everything I know now, like wood decks and metal barrels and all this sort of stuff, put some photo etch on it, and scratch build, and go to town with the skills that I have honed over the last 10 years. Sadly, my father passed away a few years back, so it is a tribute build now, and I will finish it in his name. All right, now, there's some things on here that I wasn't happy with. things like this, nothing, just flat, right? So I sort of thought, no, I could do better than this, and I started sort of trying to 3D print stuff, and here's a 3D boat I made, but I kind of messed up the scale. So yeah, it's very nice, it's very detailed, but it comes in too many bits, and well, it breaks in the middle of the sink. Yeah, way of a scale. I shrank that down, and it didn't print very well at all. I found some 3D models online of the Warspite, and I printed out boats from them. But my printer is just not up to the detail needed. It simply doesn't go down fine enough. And that's just how it is. So what could I do? Well, I could 3D print, say, the top bit. And I did manage to do that. Printed that out in some wood coloured plastic. And then I glued that on. And that sort of worked. I don't know, can you see it? It sort of works, yeah. But it's not brilliant. So in the end I went, no, there's got to be a better way, and my eyes were failing and I was getting sick and tired of sort of farting around, and I bought these. And I bought replacements for all the motor launchers as well. They all look fantastic, and they will be in the first video, which will be next week for the Warspite. I will paint up all these beautiful 3D printed boats. I might even have a photo here and show you what they look like. Now, I've also got to do on this, got some chain here, right? So that's for the toilets on the boat, so I can hang a little thing, you know, they can flush out all the poop. No, that's for the anchors. I've got to put the anchors on yet, so the chain had to be scraped off the plastic decks so I could put that wood deck on. So there'll be chain going on there, there's that. I even scored some photo etch 1/600 scale railing, so that'll be good. I won't do a lot, I'll just do the main deck, that's it, you know, it's basically round. Now if you're looking for things like this, amazingly I got these from Jadar Model, and they're in Poland, so have a look. They've probably got a website there, I don't know, I can't read it. Yeah, freeze frame, maybe you can see it. Yeah, so they've got a lot of little 1/600 stuff, which is hard to find. Although Artworks has been bringing out the decks now for all the Airfix, you know, ships, so that is good. So that is sort of what's coming along there, and I've still got, there's lots of little bits left to put on here. Obviously, I've got masts and things to go on. Not a lot. There's fairly things, searchlights. There's a few little wobbly bits. Technical term. Secondary armament. I've got that in there. I actually have that from the previous build because I'd actually bought some 3D printed secondary armament, tiny little ones, and they're too little to get out. They're like size of a flea, and they will go on there. So all of this is to come, and it's just lots of little fiddly stuff, but then we'll get the Warspite looking really good. Other things on the workbench, well, I'm trying not to basically open any new kits, and I've got lots of new kits that I like, that I'm really interested in, but I'm not going to open them yet. No, I'm going to try and stick to everything's on my desk. So the Seydlitz will return. Okay, yes, a lot of people ask about that all the time. I did all that work doing the booms and doing some painting and doing some scratch work on the basically the hull, creating panels and everything. That will be finished. That will be painted up, and then we will go on to things like the wood deck on the Seydlitz restaurant. There's not much superstructure on the Seydlitz, so it really is not that complicated to build. But I do have brass masts and yards and things like that, and I've got a few other little tricky things to add. So after the Warspite, we will do the Seydlitz. Then we'll see how we go. I might then do something else later on the year. Who knows? We'll probably be into another workbench new kits by then, so I'll announce what happens after that. But for now, my workbench, Warspite, Seydlitz. But let's have a look at some new kits. You bought yourself a bloody coffee mug yet? Yeah, get on that website. There's two of them, Australia and America. So you got postage for either one. One will be cheaper than the other. Somebody said to me they ordered out of, I don't know, I think it was Finland or something. And they said the postage was really good for the American store. There you go. Sometimes the postage from Australia can actually be a lot less. Who knows? Anyhow, enough shameless plugs. I told you about my wrap-ups. No, we'll do a wrap video probably the next month. I'm going to show you something really exciting. But I have been buying model kits. I know, I said I wouldn't buy any more. I said it couldn't happen. But I've sold quite a lot. In fact, I sold quite a few more at the Model Club meeting. I finally went to Model Club meeting. I mean, I said that in previous videos that I rocked in here. Model Club should have been on. We had a cyclone. Cancelled. So finally, it wasn't cyclonic. It wasn't raining. There wasn't some sort of problem, right? There wasn't some tariff on it. Nothing. There was no badness happening. And I went, oh, it's a lovely day. The sun's out. Everything's good. I'm going to club. So I finally went back to model club. I hadn't been for about 3 years, and it was terrific. Caught up with everybody. All those buggers looking really old. God knows what they said about me. I think they're all very polite. But they were happy to see me. They were happy to take my money to join back up again, to tell you. And amazingly, I sold about, 4 kits. I sold 4 kits, which was pretty good. They were ones that didn't sell in my sale earlier this year. This meant I had cash in my pocket. And cash in my pocket is itchy. So I lashed out an entire half a shekel. Literally $5 Australian, right? So that's only like $3.50 Yankee money, right? Okay? And I got this. What do you think of that? Hey? It's Winston. Yes. Never in the field of model plastic history have so many spent so little on so much. Sorry, Winston. He's probably rolling over his grave right now. I've already built the Nippon Maru, right? And that was a lot of fun. Bernard gave me that. And then I built the Amerigo Vespucci, and that's pretty well finished. Maybe I'll try and sneak that in for the end of the year. There's really not much left to do on it. I just keep forgetting to get around to it. So there's that. And I've got a few others of these, and they're all sort of reasonable size. So I grabbed this one, and then I opened the box. It's only about this big. It's literally only so you could put it in my hand, and it'd be lucky to fit over. But it's a lovely little kit. So if you've never seen Winston, right, and you'd like to see inside this box, let me know. I'll do one of my kit reviews. And it'll be sort of fun. It'll only be a little one. That's just not much in there, is there? So there you go. An actual new kit. Amazing. Now, also, right, you've probably seen the video. If not, there'll be a link to the video at the end of this video. Videos. I know, it's all very recursive, yeah. But this is an old classic Airfix kit. And I picked this one up for only a couple of shekels. I couldn't help myself, right? This was a few weeks. This wasn't a model club. This was a few weeks before there. And that's the one that I got all excited about. And I did a comparative video. Because last year I had built the 148 scale Bristol Bulldog, right? Brand new tool, all the rest of it. I was so excited and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Right? There'll be links to that video as well, probably in the description. You can find out about it. I just didn't like it, which was such a shame. And everyone said to me, have you ever built the 172nd? I went, no, actually, I hadn't. So I built this one. And then I did a comparison video on which one I enjoyed more, right? And I won't tell you, because you can go watch that video and find out which one I like more. Yeah, so you'll just have to it'll be just big suspense right to the end. Yeah, but this is a terrific kit. A couple of shekels, I thought, what the heck? It'd be nice to do the comparison and see would I enjoy the old one. And I did, I enjoyed it. Now, a kit I got for nothing. Gratis. Nick. It got sent to me, right? You know who sent it to me. I forgot to put it in my notes. So I think it was John. John sent it to me. If not, you can complain in the comments and say, you, Harry, you're hopeless. Well, you never remember anything. Well, I don't. My memory's absolutely hopeless these days. But this is the Great Western, and this is an old vintage classic kit from like the 1970s, but it's been re-released by Airfix because I dusted out the moulds, all the rest of it, and whacked a bit of the new sort of plastic in. I won't say curry flavoured, because when I do that, everyone says I'm racist. Pretty impossible, because I live on curries. I love the Indian people. Anyhow, enough of that. It is the new re-release vintage classic Great Western. Now I did a video on that. I did a whole dry fit of it and everything put together. I loved it. I really would like to build that, but I'm trying hard not to start new kits. It's difficult, but I'm trying not to start new kits because I have so many. I think I'm down as 9 now. I think there's only 9. There was like 20, but I managed to like finish a couple off or sell them on to people that wanted to finish them. So I think I've got about 9 kits that I need to finish, and I'm not going to get them all done this year. So I'll try and do, the Warspite and the Seydlitz this year, and then I'll probably try and do 2 or 3 next year and so on. Work my way through those, get them out of the way. Even the Amerigo Vespucci, not much to do to it. I've got a spaceship in there, right? The Aurora, basically space shuttle thing. And it's not the space shuttle, it's from the movie 2001. So it's that spaceship, right, which was a shuttle-y type thing. And it's done. I've built it. I think I've just got to put the space camo on it. It's just panel shading to give that space look. And wire up the lights, which is just about finished, get it going. And the circuit was flashing wrong or something. I think my battery is flat. Flat battery, always the way. And then put that on a stand and bingo bongo, that was it. I've got lots of them that are just on the edge, even my Wingnut Wings kit, which I haven't been doing much aircraft lately. Just did that one. But that Wingnut Wings kit, not much to do, really. Knock that off, really easy. As I've built it. I just basically got to get the lozenge. The lozenge slowed me down, and I didn't like the decal lozenge. I just thought the decals are as thick as anything, as thick as grandma's underpants. I didn't like them. And I thought, when I have a cunning plan to use 3D printing and stenciling, and then I can actually hand paint all my lozenge, I think it'll look fantastic. It'll be really good. And I'd rather do that than fight horrible decals. Yep. There have been 3 new kits. That's 3 more than I probably did in the last video. I don't know. Although, no, I think I got the Victory in and a few other things like that. Kits have been creeping in, and often they're replacements for kits that I already have. So, sort of that. But stash is well down. Well down. The stash was like over 500-600 or something ridiculous. And now it's about 80. Right, so it is well down to what it was. And I'll probably still weed out some stuff and just pick some things going, yeah, I've got, 6 Spitfires. I probably only get a bill 1, so I'll just pick 1 out of that, sell the rest, sort of like that. Look how I found. Really? Do you want to tell everyone about it? I know, it's time for fish. She was actually crying underneath the workbench, sort of going, I think it's lunchtime. I think it's time that you get fed. Yes. So, yes, Bask, you can say hello to everyone. Give them all a go. Say hello. Meow. All right, because I know you often ask about her, but you want to go down, don't you? You want some food. Yes, I know, you want some food. All right, I'll feed her, and then we'll sign off. Well, you all keep asking about Basks. There you are. She's not that happy to be on video. She will take photos and pose just for video. One's on my iPhone, because often she's sleeping in some sort of cute angle, and then I'll get down to sort of do it, and she'll adjust to the light, She's a little poser and diva there, but somehow on video, every time I try and get her, carries on like she's being beaten. He beats me. It's not true. It's not true. She's sport rotten. She's a junker. Yes. You know what they say? Pets are like their owners, or owners are like their pets. Something like that. It's her fault that I'm fat. Anyhow, look, you sort of set up here for the camera angle, and I don't like those granny blinds. You like those granny blinds? I don't like those granny blinds. So I'm going to have to get some of those sort of Venetian type wooden ones that, I've had like in every other house and every other video that I used to shoot with a window in the back. I'd have the Venetians and I can adjust for backlight. Yeah, they'll look good. Yeah, I'll have to work up to that. Yeah, so it's to save up my pennies for that. Stop buying model kits, lashing out all this money on bloody model kits. Well, there you go. And apologies to all the flat earthers. Well, no, I don't apologise. All right, look, if you made it to this end of the video, then I thank you. And there are things to do. There are buttons here to push. Flat Earth Conspiracy. Hit one of those buttons and something will happen. And if you want to help me out so I sort of could do more of these crazy videos, buy me a curry. And there were quite a few curries bought last month. I was quite surprised. Well, this month. Actually, last month and this month. You guys have been great. And I've actually been able to afford a few curries. I had a Thai green curry last night. Tofu and veggies. Yep. It was nice. It was good. So thank you so much to everybody that bought curries because, it stops me from starving because you can see I'm absolutely wasting away here. Yeah. It's how it is. It is. All right. There are videos coming up. The Warspite will be the next build. There may be some kit reviews if you guys like Winston, right? Let me know. You want to see inside of Winston? I'll dig him up. All right, that's it for now. It's goodbye from Australia, and it's hooroo from Harry Houdini. I wanted to see you. Yes. You'll get some fish. I've got to go and feed Bask, so we'll leave it there. I'll see you next time. Bye.